Ох уж корявый Twitch, я не знаю прям, что с ним делать. Ладно. Раз не хочешь так работать. Ничего страшного. Ладно, поприветствуем еще раз. Здорово, бандиты. Сегодня продолжим Hogwarts Legacy. Поищем пурпурных жаб, дирикол и всякое такое. Сейчас я под закрывание нужно. Может быть, в себя придет когда-нибудь этот Twitch. Ну а пока так. Имеем, что имеем. На данный момент по заданию, чтобы выучить бомбарда, мне нужно найти дирикол. Так, жабы где-то вот тут есть. А дирикол дофига. Они практически повсюду летают. Воу. Сейчас какая-нибудь хуйня полетит. О. Пятую точку. И я потом на эту пятую точку приземлюсь. Так, нет, мне... А где? В смысле? Вот тут. То я лечу куда-то явно не туда. А где я тут? Это кладбище. Тут, скорее всего, обитают инферналы. Так. Странно, что жабы не в спячке в такой мороз. А. Куда ты? Так, мне нужно было поймать одну. Да. А теперь мне нужны дириколы. Открывай карту. Так, а дириколы. Это здесь вроде есть полянка. Угу. Я всегда говорила, что путешествие расширяет сознание. Еп. А вот и дириколы. Ой, блядь. Да, блядь. Да пошел вон. Что ж ты такой вредный-то, а? Паскуда. Тут какое-то задание. И теперь мне обратно надо... Ах! Стой! Давай договоримся. Они телепортируются! Какого хрена? Не трансгрессировать умеет. Есть какое-то задание. Что это? Что за задание? Ась? Ась? То есть ты меня помечаешь. Спасибо, не надо. Я уже выполнил. То есть можно было, блядь, не искать. По всей карте можно было просто исполнить задание. Он мне показал, где что находится. Ой. Что-то вроде выспался, а вроде и нет. Так, у нас бомбарда. С профессором. Профессор. Прикол, блядь. Twitch стрим не запускает, но делает запись, блядь. Забавно. Ладно, будем потом с тобой разбираться. Сейчас мне не до тебя. Так, где-то здесь. Ничего нет? Лицо попроще сделай.
Excellent work today. Class dismissed.
Ugh. Can't say I'm terribly fond of all the dancing class.
I take it you're ready to learn your new spell.
Естественно.
I completed your assignment, Professor. I'm ready to learn Bombarda now.
Good. Now, this spell comes with a caveat. It should only be used when necessary.
В случае
The
необходимости.
exploding charm, as you might suspect, can hurt people. Use caution when casting it.
Я вас уверяю, профессор, все мои заклинания используются только в случае необходимости.
I will, Professor.
I will hold you to that promise. Now, you must be precise in your wand movements. We don't want you blowing your hand off. Go ahead.
Приступим.
Nice and steady wand movements. Remember, the exploding charm is highly volatile.
Бомбардо.
Well done.
О,
Now, let us put it into practice.
я мастер
shall we?
заклинаний.
Go ahead.
Да как сын маминой подруги, только лучше. Зачем я сюда полез? Бомбард использовать нужно.
Try it on the pumpkins.
Пам-пампеда. Бомбардо. Можно вот это сюда добавить. И... Ну и все, в принципе. А на ком?
Accio.
На ком не использовать бомбарду? На тыквах? Вы хотите, чтобы я взорвал тыквы?
Bombarda.
Excellent wand work. Cast the spell just like that every time. Assured and in control.
Professor, might I have a moment?
Yes. What is it?
I was wondering what inspired your interest in magical beasts.
Are you considering some sort of profession in the field?
Подумайте о выборе профессии в этой области. Возможно.
I haven't decided quite yet, but I do find magical beasts fascinating.
Буду как
You
мастер
do
на все
seem to
руки.
engage well
И
with
зелье
the
варить, и
beasts in
траву
class.
растить.
I believe that when choosing a path,
Животных
particularly of a
выращивать.
scholarly nature, one must take into account both one's enthusiasm for a particular subject, as well as how one may best serve the students to whom one is obligated to both inspire and teach.
Of course, Professor. When did your path become clear?
I recall it quite vividly. It was the summer between my 6th and 7th years. I read in the Prophet about a wizard who'd been selling alchemy eggs and disappeared in the mountains near my home. I knew of the alchemy, of course, from my studies, but they are native to lands east of here, such as India. I wondered if it was possible that an alchemy could be so nearby. Hence, I went to find it.
Оу.
What type of beast is an alchemy?
It is a spectacular beast. A feathered, winged serpent-like creature that can grow or shrink to fit a particular space.
Это не
Its
оками.
eggs are made of
Это
pure
кукулькан.
silver. Hence the
Летающая
desire
змея.
to trade in
Божество.
them.
Seems quite a
Хотя нет,
challenge finding
оками.
an
Оками
alchemy
же
in the
есть и
mountains.
в
It
Японии вроде.
was. After a few days, during which my parents grew increasingly annoyed at my absence, I found what little remained of the wizard egg trader. He was near a tree hollow. And there, inside, was a nest with 7 silver alchemy eggs.
Ну
What
нет.
did you do with them?
В Японии
Nothing.
оками называют лис.
Beasts are to be valued
Белых
for
лис.
what they can provide for
Значит,
wizard kind.
ты меня наебываешь, старая.
Protective clothing, potion ingredients, even wand cores. Only poachers see the value in ending a beast's life for galleons. I left the eggs alone. I hid, and moments later, the beast flew right over my head. Breathtaking. She then seemed to all but disappear as she shrunk to fit into the hollow.
That sounds incredible.
Indeed. I knew in that moment that I needed to understand all that I could about beasts and ensure that wizard kind learned to benefit properly from them. Now, I trust that I have answered your question. You would do well to continue your study of beasts, regardless of your chosen path. Beasts and all that they provide will vastly improve your life, and perhaps one day even save it.
I shall remember that, Professor. Thank you.
А профессору не приходило в голову, что некоторые из ваших учеников могут стать браконьерами, поскольку вы сами научили их обращаться с животными? И что, подход к животным знаю. Пойду переловлю, продам. На мясо, шкурки. На всякое такое. Так, у нас отчет о драконах. Поговорить с Поппи. Поппи. Ёб твою. 700 метров ты в замке, что ли? Или где-то за пределами замка? Не понял? Ну-ка. Ты в Хогсмите. Это, да, Хогсмит. Ядовитая месть, внешний вид. Поговорите с бормочущим мужчиной с 3 метлами. Окей, так, 3 метлы. 3... Так, это что у нас? Магазин, приколов. Кстати. Нет, не надо. Это что? С гоблинов в Хогсмите. Там где-то еще было прикольное задание. Можно будет сделать потом. Надеюсь, они не исчезнут. Сейчас поговорим о драконах. Возможно, спасем парочку. А может и нет. А может и да.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
И тогда будет все прекрасно. Где ты? Ты в 3 метлах опять? Алкашка. Время полагать. Да ладно.
Over here.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
Ну, кстати, да, я бы не против проведать.
We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. I shan't press for more details. In
Естественно.
fact, I should probably
Если ты не
be going.
сохранишь этот секрет, оскорблю
I'd
тебя
like to
этому же
track that dragon
дракону.
down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Чё, серьезно, только поговорим? Ты не пойдем к дракону? Поугараем там. Шашлыки пожарим. Задержка кардов 0,7-0,5 секунд. Мне бы в небо. Шапка-невидимка, да? Здесь же у нас магазин одежды, да? Пойдемте, продадимте. Это, кошка. Китя. Третий уровень. Не. Ну, с другой стороны вход. Вингардиум Левиоса. Шауэй. Давай. Что у тебя есть? Что? Что за хлам?
I've heard that our dear Clementine drew you into her butterfly escapades. Unusual girl. Still, it takes all sorts.
Давай купим.
You won't be disappointed. That's a glad
Хотя,
rack
ладно. Давай продадим это. Это ненужное. Хотя, можно было бы их улучшить. Но... это потом. Это все равно, что улучшать предметы, когда ты находишься на первом уровне. О, нихуя. Якой модный шарфик. Но он мне не подходит. Так. Тут есть что-нибудь еще? Давай так уберем. И можно будет сделать вот так. О. Настоящий фантомас. Так, и что у нас тут? Hello, hello. Hello. It's me.
What do we have here? A demiguise.
Деми-маска. Подождем вечера, заберем ее, чтобы потом уже сюда не возвращаться. Он же не закрывается на ночь, да? Или закрывается?
Mine now, demiguise.
О, Поппи нашла следы драконов. Опять в Хогсмиде, ну что ты... Ты вообще отсюда выбираешься, блядь? Два магазина в одном. Я на Шазама похож. В этом наряде. Еще молнию на груди нарисовать.
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
What was she sending you?
Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howin for the measles.
What kind of research is she doing?
It varies from week to week, but it's always
Она ж только
to do with
сказала то, что
creatures.
она
Last week she was
корм
studying
делает для
lemurs and
животных.
plimpies.
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking?
I realized that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
В смысле?
How do you track a dragon long after she's gone?
Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that.
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
Разумеется, пойдем
That's
сейчас же.
I want to see
Если
how
ты не
she's
против, хочу
faring if she
посмотреть,
had
как она
cholera.
поживает. Если у
And
нее
she's
и правда
likely
был
frantic
ошейник.
about her egg.
Ясно. Ну, да, не было у нее ошейника, не успели они еще одеть.
Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here?
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
You're making this sound simple, but this is a dragon after all.
Hebrideans can be aggressive, but they're also clever. She caught on quickly enough when you showed her how to escape the tent. She'll understand why we're here once she sees her egg. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all.
Ладно,
Well
пойдем.
then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she
Если
might
ее
take
там
it
нет,
as a
можно
sign
просто
of
в гнезде
aggression
яйцо
or
оставить.
food. We should stay on foot.
А она уже унюхает.
Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. I'm ready when you are.
О,
There she is, above us. She did make it home safely.
сюда иди.
It looks as if she wasn't collared like the
Ящерица-переросток.
other dragons.
У нас для тебя сюрприз, подарочек. Хорош летать. Ты же не поджаришь нас?
Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened
Ой,
to her
сколько
egg.
крови. Или это не кровь? Чё? Куда убежала? Опа.
For what it's worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet.
Орел. Жив
Let's
цел.
hope it stays that way. At least until we've done what we need to do.
Ну куда ж пёселей.
Бомбарда! Stupendo!
I wonder how many they brought to capture her. At least 10.
С них сразу шкуру снимается, как только умирают.
Revelio.
Так, что у нас тут? О, браконьерчик. Ангус.
How charming. They keep in touch with each other.
Давай.
Fantastic. She's breathtaking.
From a distance.
Ну ёпта, я думал, ты мной восхищаешься, типа. Что я знаю все заклинания. А ты на дракона слюни пускаешь.
I
Мы
wonder
так не
how good her
договаривались.
eyesight is.
I beg your pardon.
I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her. Hebrideans love sheep.
How lucky for us. Watch your step.
Уи. Зиплайн.
She must have been starved to pick off a graphorn.
Or just raring for a fight.
Будем драться.
Quiet, what was that? Well, there's no
Мы серьезно будем драться с драконом?
Wait here. I'll run ahead. I'll draw her attention. Follow when it's safe.
Пая ящерица, я тебе под хвост еще напинаю.
Watch out! It's her domain. Keep at it. We've just got to the nest. Not a warm welcome.
Revenge. It's a little too warm if you ask me.
Я пропустил.
Bombarda. Revelio.
А, вот тут. И вот тут. Там еще сундучок.
I don't suppose she listened to reason.
I'd normally try, but we're well past.
Нихуя себе. Прячься, блядь! Ты у нас теперь, блядь, по 3 снаряда выпускаешь, да? Оп. Пиявочка.
Revelio.
Тут есть мост. А, мы его там восстановим.
She's leaving! Quickly!
Да, блядь. Бегу со всех ног. Ничего, на четвереньки встать и побежать.
We're almost there. Why is every bridge here broken?
Reparo.
Now, if we just return her egg, we can hopefully make it out without too much fuss.
Я хотел себе дракона. Что-то маловато. Хотя нет, да. Хагрид, когда находил яичко, оно что же маленькое было. Он его у себя под этим прятал. Дай ему в нос. Давай. Откусть он тебе руку. Не лезь, она тебя сожрет. Задышала, блядь.
left us perfectly unharmed.
Не, чё? А. Ну,
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realize.
я бы на
That's
ее
what
месте
Gran
поступил
always
так же.
says. The important thing is that we survived it, and we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again.
Спасибо за помощь. Я бы не осудил тебя, если бы даже ты решил вернуться в Хогвартс. Их мысли... Так, и в мыслях не было. Однако мне пора. Дай мне минутку. В смысле, дай мне минутку. Ладно.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Horntail Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. True. So why haven't they come after us?
Немножко.
It's not like them to let
Ножки
things
затекли.
lie. Unless
What?
they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl.
Сову? Куда тебе надо сову отправить?
How could I have been so blind?
Все? Все. Хитроумные ключи. Нам в шахту нужно. Так, встретиться у шахты с Себастьяном. Давай, вперед. Главный сюжет не ждет.
What are you up to now?
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
В месте оно сказочное, что ты прям вот... Место как место, деревушка как деревушка, блядь. Деревень не видел, что ли?
I thought my owl might pique your interest.
Не льсти себе.
I came as soon as I could.
Если бы это не было задание, я даже не пришел.
happened with Ominous in the catacomb, not to mention my uncle's reaction, that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it.
That's incredible. You know this area well.
And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea, but perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
Нападем на них,
We need to
естественно,
see what they're
блядь.
doing. I say we take them head on. Let's bury some enemies.
Very well.
And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
After
Давай
you.
просто сторонников Ренрока используем в качестве жертвы. И снимем проклятие. Чё бы нет? Мы все равно их убиваем. Какая разница?
I'll let you lead.
No one enters this mine. Kill anyone who tries.
Bombarda! Arrest the momentum. Defender! Glacier! Expelliarmus!
Let's get this over with.
Confringo! Incendio!
Why is coming back this way?
Crucible!
Is that the best?
Protego! Imperial!
Братан. Ты шо? А, в башку. Ах ты ж. Маленький. Противный. Пришел, увидел, разъебал. А, отвар. Отвар у меня полный карман.
This is going well.
We make a good team.
We do
Да,
it.
я по этим покатался.
Once again,
На
we
вагонетке.
fight our way through or be discreet.
You know which one I'd choose.
Perhaps we can find an alternate route up ahead.
Sneaking around has its appeal.
Afraid to fight? Not a moment. I won't. It's almost too easy. Imperial. I will make you pay. I will have my revenge.
Давай.
You haven't had mushroom stew like what my mother used to make. Oh, like heads of lettuce.
Не представляешь. Чё?
The fun is over.
Fun is a relative term.
It is. And that was
Revelio.
relatively fun.
Да, весело убивать людей. Прям да. Ну, вернее, гоблинов. Там где-то сундук. Там сундук, тут сундук.
Bombarda.
I should tell you.
Бомбарда.
This mine was closed long ago due to an infestation of spiders.
How nice. Nothing I haven't seen before.
That's the spirit.
Там взлетная полоса. Вернее, посадочная площадка. Паутинка, паутинка. А, мы типа могли обойти... Нет, не могли обойти. Или все-таки могли? Да, могли. Уи. Гоу в шахты. В донжоны.
For better or for worse, we're in. Incendio.
I won't rest.
Блять. Уи.
This mine looks like a tomb.
It was closed after accidents were reported.
Не то слово.
Now I see why.
Confringo.
Не просто большая, гигантская шахта. Себастьян, не путайся под ногами.
I don't see any goblins in these webs.
Too disgusting for even a spider to prey on.
Уи.
Not your best moment, I
Glacius.
Showing off, are we? No! Why? Stupendous!
Expelliarmus.
I won't rest.
Descendo. Glacius.
Нифига.
Expelliarmus.
32 уровень.
How many of Ranrock's loyalists are in here?
Too many. They definitely think there's something here they want.
Все не то. Все не это. Так, мы туда спустились. Сюда можно подняться. Здесь что у нас? Здесь у нас сундук. Угу. Там подняться не сможем, потому что... Правильно, потому что он не умеет лазить по стенам, как Человек-паук. Но здесь есть проход. Там есть пауки. А им похуй, да? Они просто убежали. Ну и хрен с вами. О. Погоди, там что-то еще светилось. Не, ну вы видели? Видели? Целая одна монетка. Я же сказочно богат.
It's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps.
Could be the hairy legs, or the soulless eyes, or the venomous fangs, or any number of endearing qualities, really.
Venomous. Лишь бы мост не развалился. Оп.
Smashing. Revelio.
Да, ёпт.
Reparo.
Магия.
Revelio.
Там сундучок. Там есть проход. О, рыбка. Тут еще есть проход? Нет, нету. Ой. Рыба на берег вышла. Пом-пом-пом. Уи. Чпульк. Уи. Чпульк. Да ёпта, это крыса бегает. Я думал, уже рыбы на берег повыпрыгивали. Еще проход есть. И с той стороны, и с той стороны. Столько проходов. Минуточку. Все, моя тут. Так. Что это все? Хорош. Подожги плювуна, пока он готовится к атаке. Нам туда. Туда я не хочу пока. У нас тут проход есть. Нет, нет прохода. Мне показалось. Там проход. Проход. Проходыч. Ну, значит, скорее всего, отсюда. Угу. Ой-ой-ой. Мне нужен люмус.
Lumos. Confringo.
Думали спрятать от меня маленькая лестница? Для чего мне маленькая лестница? Я могу там, блядь, устроить.
Бомбарда. Lumos.
Lumos!
Бомбарда.
Уи. Это было только что. Значит, мне в голову не влетел. Своим трупиком.
We've still not
Lumos.
seen a single rune symbol.
I think we're going to be a bit distracted from runes for a moment.
An unwelcome distraction.
We have another fight on our hands.
Why am I not surprised?
Будем драться, хули.
Бомбарда.
Уи.
There you are. Let's get this over with.
Imperial.
Rather unwise coming back this way. I'm a doctor.
Places. Expelliarmus. Descendo. We're not finished yet.
It's almost as if they were...
Protego. Incendio. Accio.
Give us.
Levioso.
This is funny.
Incendio. Accio.
Why have you not run away? No!
Levioso. Expelliarmus.
I will make.
Defendo. Glacius. Repulso.
You don't think you can defeat me, do you? Damn.
Маленький засранец, иди сюда.
Glacius. Defendo. Expelliarmus. Descendo. Crucible. Protego.
Ну, ты ж не превращаешься еще, да?
Glacius. Defendo.
Certainly cleared the room.
I don't know why Gryffindors get credit for bravery. We Slytherins are teeming with it.
And we're much... symbol. Above the cavern wall.
Ranrock's loyalists never knew to look for it.
Изерин любит влипать в неприятности. Хотя и Гриффиндор
Confringo.
недалеко ушли.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Угу. Угу. Тут где-то подняться можно, да?
I wouldn't be surprised to find
Revelio.
more rune symbols.
Где-то можно подняться.
Confringo.
Wasn't expecting that.
А если можно подняться, значит какой-то секретик есть.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Levioso.
Серьезно?
Revelio.
Серьезно? Ладно. М. Это не черт,
do you have
смерть.
A journal entry by
Hopefully
Sebastian,
it will help us
I think I
unravel more
found
of this
something.
mystery.
A canvas piece.
Brilliant. Our efforts weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd.
If the
Болтать.
triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganark was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
Here's are some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it.
То есть
For the trek back out of here and
есть
to
вероятность, что Исидора создала
Unless we can find...
эту херню.
And now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble.
Чем у нас неприятности?
I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Morinweem has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
Да ладно лучше,
A
блядь.
friendly goblin. He wants no part in Ranrock's fight.
A friendly goblin? You know, goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
Вот как, да?
Perhaps your uncle was right about you. You don't know when to stop.
Oh, I do know when to stop.
Давай, биться, блядь.
Unbelievable.
Ой, 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 заплясал-то, блядь. Остановиться он, блядь, вовремя знает, когда. И хуй ты за мной бегаешь? Я на тебя обиделся, все, блядь.
I hope Professor Fig...
I believe my next broom up
Что твою мать?
even more impressive than the last. Come by Spin Witches as soon as you can.
Алби. Не понял? Так, новая сова пришла. Поппи, поппи, поп, поппи, поп. С Поппи поговорить. Поговорить с портретом. Поговорить с Поппи. Купить последнее обновление. Пойдем купим. Где мышка? Сейчас записи полет нормальный. Пока не было просадок. И люди появляются из воздуха. Это и есть магия, да?
Hello again. Wonderful to see you. As before, I've arranged a special price on the broom upgrade for you.
Нихуя ты цены, блядь, 4000, блядь.
You'll be thrilled with that broom, I promise you.
Гарантию даешь, что если я с метлы не упаду из-за твоего улучшения? Не знаю, там страховка нужна, нет? Техосмотр проходить. Мало ли. Угу. Сняшки. А ты новых метел не привез, да? Блин, там видел прикольный метлу, кто продавал? Надо посмотреть, что за метла. Новое улучшение готово. Не торопись, узнай.
This may sound presumptuous, but
You'd like me to report back with even more flight details.
you know me well. I feel I'm almost there. I just think I can improve broom flight a bit more. Miss Ray's is running a time trial at the South Coast course. Not ideal, really, what with rumours of Ranrock's lot and Ashwinders infiltrating the place. However, if you're flying high above them, you should be all right, I think.
I'm not worried, Mr. Weeks. I'll see if I can find Imelda.
I hope you are able to complete these trials. I have a feeling this final upgrade is going to be a sweeping success. Do be careful, of course. I shall look forward to hearing from you soon.
А помимо улучшений, ты, может, мне какую-нибудь метлу подгонишь прикольную, если я выполню твое задание? Да? Нет? Рождество, Рождество. Колокольчики звенят. Так. 4:11. Давай. Полетаем. Ёбаный в рот, вы чё? Слушай, сколько мне лететь-то до туда? Лагерь бандитов. Как? Блять, я должен. Хлеб хотя бы телепорт, что ли? Окей, пол. Идите-ка вы нахер. Рука для палочки. Внешний вид. Если бы какие-нибудь уникальные еще вещи давали бы, а не просто типа вот тебе. Шмотка. Печально известный враг. Грозный и очень коварный. Мы можем убить его? Типа. Я там вроде был, но метка не стоит, что я зачистил. Давайте репортнемся, посмотрим. А вдруг? Вдруг нам повезет. Даже палка раз в год стреляет. О, это... Ты чё, самый умный? Ах ты ж маленький противный. Как тебе такие пироги? Ну все, здесь зачистили. Еще успели какую-то довольно уловку сделать. Где? Нет, не туда. Где-то печально известный враг должен быть. Ага. Это ты? Ой. А я понял. Ты чё умер-то? Ой. А,
Levioso! Glacius! Defendo!
И это и был и враг? Это... Даже не смешно. Это даже не смешно. Я думал, тут какой-нибудь тролль будет большой. Но нет. Ну и ладно. Печально, конечно. Не, давай-ка ты со своими метлами. Типа, с данным улучшением я могу пролететь через тот барьер? Или что? Там же барьер стоит, который не пускает. Вызов браконьеров на дом. Давай. А какого хера ты... Да ёпт. Ну что, куда? Вернись. Ох уж эта карта. Чё хочу, то ворочу, да? Назад. Вот так вот. Сразу бы так.
Oh, good, you're safe.
Домашние браконьеры.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she alright?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
I'm sorry, Poppy. I'm glad she's alright. I don't think either one of us could have anticipated that.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
Да ладно. Сниджеты не вымерли? Их не загоняли, блядь?
Where exactly are these Snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations.
Сниджет это
Exactly
же...
what kind of creature is a Snidget?
Золотые
It's a small
сниджеты, да?
bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction.
Да,
In
их
fact,
использовали
the
вместо
golden
сничей.
snitch in Quidditch is based on the Snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago.
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran
Я
wants
думал,
me
их
to
всех
stay
там
out of it.
загоняли в
She's
этом квиддиче,
devastated that poachers
поэтому
might
они и
go
вымерли.
after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
Ну, пойдем
as...
поговорим,
If we
блядь.
need to go and talk to the centaurs.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
Чап-чап. Чоп-чоп. Так, у нас тут есть картина. Ага. Картина картинами. Мне нужен зал картографии тогда. Пока Поппи с нами свяжется. Поппи.
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
Ты лучше что-нибудь придумай с волосами, которые торчат у тебя сквозь капюшон. Ну ладно. Ну что вам всем
How will I
надо?
gain access to the headmaster's office?
Почему все ко мне обращаются за
Perhaps
помощью?
Professor Fig will know what to do.
Снова для шантажа. Ну пойдем. Сделаем телепорт поближе. Ладно.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Почему у меня светится золотое задание? Где оно? У меня же больше нет золотого. А, есть. Ладно, сначала с Нати поговорим. Потом уже определимся, что делать
Who
дальше.
lived here, I wonder?
А, тут. Ну. Кто-то жил. Да, ёпт, не ту кнопку нажал. Ждем вечера, дня. Да ёпта. Какие же вы все надоедливые.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Я гляжу, так и хочет мать довести. Непослушная.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Ну, пойдем. Разберемся, кто их там шантажирует. Они в кабане голове, да? Угу.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Oh my.
Mrs. Rabe, I
Lady.
wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little
Eh.
Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Типа ты могла бы сообщить об этом в министерство. У тебя пытаются подкупить, это заставить.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Ладно, поищем
Thank
твоего
you,
мужа.
Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Мы надеемся, что вы пересмотрите свое решение касаемо материальной помощи. Вам дали достаточно время, но наше терпение не безгранично. Ваш муж наверняка хочет, чтобы вы поняли всю ценность нашего сотрудничества. Готовы ли вы ответить до конца недели? Этот разговор должен остаться между нами. Надеемся, вы понимаете.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it, but perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you?
Dibble.
It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right, but we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man, but even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
Окей.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last... Friends. Agabus Filbert must be
Тайные
around
интриги
here somewhere.
расследования.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence
Трагедия.
committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow as he requested.
Unfortunately, I suspect you're right.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Шарфы. Книжки со стихами. Тащут все, что не попадя. Не.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
Ну ты серьезно, блядь. Ой. Пардоньте.
Natty must be around
Компания
here
башка.
somewhere.
Да ёпт.
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
Схватили бедную девчонку. Ох, вы проклятые ироды. Я найду ваши задницы. Шельна. Самый умный, блядь? Пес. Вот и правильно, блядь. Иди сквозь текстуры. Нет. Тут, там, здесь, где? Куда эти следы ведут?
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her.
Погоди, а разве этим пабом не заведует наш знакомый?
A hidden door.
Не.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Спасение Нати на первом месте, да. Но сначала мы должны обыскать тут все и собрать все денежки. Что это? Ага. Сколько ж вас тут?
Revelio.
И не поверишь, что, блядь.
Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Accio. Incendio.
Петрификус тоталус. А, нихуя. Это было больно. Ты же так умею. Чё тут? Раз... Ох, ёп, это что было? Еще один? Ты в кого, блядь, стреляешь? Экспулсо! А умри ты просто, короче. Ну, или так. тупая курица. Тон-тон-тон.
Revelio.
Тон-тон-тон. Ты мил мне... короче, это, короче, понял, это сборник стихов, да? Так, стихи мы нашли. Где этот самый? О, статуэтки. Статуэтки — это хорошо.
Revelio.
Что там? А, сам с собой разговариваешь? Больной ты ублюдок. Да, ёпт.
Levioso. Accio. Guardian Leviosa.
Для чего я сюда иду?
Revelio.
А. Тайники, тайники.
Confringo. Incendio. Glacius. Defendo. Expelliarmus. Revelio.
Блять, я мог и тут подняться. Ну, какой-то сундучок. Чок-чок-чок. И там какой-то сундучок. Причем он на одном уровне. Так, надо спуститься вот здесь, потом подняться там. Вы не спрячетесь от меня.
Revelio.
А вот и розовое письмо.
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
Ну и что? Оставим.
Natty must be here somewhere.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you.
Так, погоди, не до вас.
Hello, Hamora.
Ох, ёпта, еще и закрыто. Вот так вот. Что у нас тут? Палочка. А. Не. Я не к тебе пришел. Ну давай, ладно, сначала с тобой поговорим.
Revelio.
Есть что-нибудь еще? Хорошо спрятанное.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right.
Я в порядке, спасибо.
Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Да нашел я твою палочку.
Well done. I knew it was nearby.
Я хотел ее продать, конечно.
You best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
И что это было? Хлопушка?
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful.
Be careful,
Thank you,
my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
На, палочку свою забери. Ёпт. А, ну то ты же без палочки можешь колдовать. Пам-пам. Парам-пам-пам-пам.
Бомбарда.
Какие прочные двери.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow once and for
Какого хрена? Под кабаней головой находится, блядь, убежище бандитов и пламб. Что, блядь?
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe, to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
Ладно.
Yes, officer.
Не будем в конфронтации
You have enough
вступать
evidence to
с
take
этой
down Harlow and the rest of
дамой,
Rookwood's lot.
Well, it's certainly a good
поскольку
start.
она думает,
We
что
shall see.
она и
But you
есть
can leave this
власть.
to me now.
И
Natsai,
оставьте все мне, я сама разберусь.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
О, кто-то получит по своей задничке. Что у нас там по заданию? Пойдем? Ну не, потом с Поппи встретимся. Давай сначала проберемся к директору. А, надо... Что? А. Класс заклинаний. Надо сначала к профессору Фигу сходить. Попросить, чтобы он отвлек нашего директора. И уже затем мы проникнем в его пещеру. Профессор, вы тут? Ну ёп.
Revelio.
О, Деми-маска.
Mine now, Demi guys.
Деми-гайс. Деми-парень. Начать задание. А, серьезно?
Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the portkey. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. All right. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I've actually met Scrope, but I'm not sure he'll tell me. He's rather devoted to the Black family.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion.
О,
You'll
обратно
look and
зелье.
sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't Polyjuice Potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have Polyjuice Potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more.
Да ты мастер. Ешь сквозь маску.
How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
Ну, пойдем. Ты можешь ходить? Ты же все-таки ты директор теперь. Не должен вызывать подозрения. Том-том-том. Кланяйся мне, смерть. Так.
Do you have a moment, Professor? Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only...
Ну,
you asked me about a particular potion, and well,
I did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
Да.
I assure you, Sharp, you may speak freely.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I
От
can drop
прыщей
it by your
и
office when it's
фрунглов.
convenient.
Как вы просили.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Все мои
To
фурункулы.
determine which student gets this rather unenviable task.
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside. I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment from the ministry.
What could the headmaster want?
Gareth! Mr. Weasley! What are you doing here? Don't you have, somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor. Yes, of course.
All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago, muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I am watching you, Mr. Weasley. Mr. Redding, who owns Honeydukes, tells me some of his billywig stings recently went missing. Prime potion ingredient. And I know you fancy yourself a skilled potioneer.
What? But, sir, I haven't been anywhere near Honeydukes.
Bah! That's enough from you. Just know that I have eyes and ears everywhere. On your way, Mr. Weasley.
Наехал, блядь. Вытекуська. Ёпта. Чё залагал-то? Погладил кошку и все, и пиздец. Так, нам туда.
Well, there's one for my diary.
Блять. За секунду 80 кадров. Пролагала, блядь.
You call that a shine on those boots? Do better.
Бегает, суету наводит, блядь.
Black. How are you, sir?
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
Так, где еще суету навести?
Something is very wrong with Professor Black. Dittany and Tuber pus. Mustache paste.
Просто для усов.
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
Professor, a word? Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they're fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
What did we do to deserve him as a headmaster?
I'm talking about the actual.
When I witness what passes for magic in these halls, I simply mourn for the future of the wizarding world.
Ёпта. Ну-ка, расступись, молодняк.
I hope it's not about anything I've been doing.
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Ну давай. Промолчишь?
Something seems a little off with the headmaster.
С директором все хорошо. Не следует говорить все, что приходит вам на ум. Особенно, когда директор стоит рядом.
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't.
Ходит, суету наводит, блять.
Professor,
Oh.
I need to speak to you.
Не надо с тебя сам... Ну-ка, блядь.
Professor Weasley, how delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
Ah, well, yes. He's handling some official ministry business for me.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists.
А ты решила на меня настучать?
Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
A wonderful job. Leeway for Professor Fig? I shall never understand that man.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
Так, мелкие засранцы.
Professor Black is happy with Scrope's performance as his house elf. There's no doubt in Scrope's mind.
Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
How dare you question me? I've a mind to give you a matching set of ears.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
It's pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Ah, yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pure.
There's another matter, Scrope. I confiscated this filthy diary from a student. It smells of squid and seawater.
Oh, Apollonia's diary. That is quite a surprise, Master. What do you wish Scrope to do with this treasure? Rubbish.
Whatever you wish, Scrope. It's your treasure. Now, off with you. The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight.
Как некультурно.
Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.
Aloha Mora.
Гаргульи. Там были новые эти для рукояти. Да-да-да. О, черно. Черная, как моя душа. Так, там была шапка. Новая шапка. Не. Как же далеко бежать?
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased.
Что-то сегодня вы какие-то скучные. Ой-ой-ой. Ну-ка, расступись. Стоите тут, перегораживаете дорогу. Пам-пам. Пам-пам. Пам-пам.
What are you up to now?
Неужели он каждый раз так ходит? Пока доберешься, блядь. Скорее всего, у него там летучий порох. И он просто трансгрессирует в комнату. Прочитать пароль.
Toujours pure.
Toujours pure. Давай. Опасненько.
I wonder if all the elite wizarding families have a motto.
Revelio.
Портреты спящих. Подглядывать любит. Не понял. Шапка распределения. Шляпа. А чё она здесь делает? Чё он ее спрятал? 3-й уровень. Оп. Халява.
It's good to see you.
All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what?
Approach the pedestal in the antechamber and read the book that appears.
What can I expect to find in the book?
A story. I cannot say more. You may recognize some elements of it, as I was inspired by a tale with which many wizarding children are familiar.
I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book.
Your suspicions are correct. We shall speak when you are finished.
Отлично, да?
Master's nose all this time.
Ой. Чек. Воск для усов, помада для... Ха-ха-ха. Ой-ой-ой. Отражение, конечно. Что-то еще блестит. Что-то. Хорош. Ладно, это где-то не здесь. Давай, переноси меня. Книжку. Со сказками.
Where am I? Professor Fitzgerald? Can you hear me?
I am here. In this place, you may call me Neve.
Нев.
You shall be witness to a fable. Pay attention. Things are not always as they seem.
Что-то не то, чем кажется.
You must move swiftly and cautiously.
С загадками решил
Use the
заговорить.
tools you encounter to find me. Use the 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 tools you The first you will need is a cloak. In this place, as in life, death takes many forms. Avoid each of them at all costs.
Я думал, это сказка про дары смерти. Тожур бонжур. Моя уходить от вас.
I should have run when I could. I'd be free by now.
I'd best move while I can. Neve must be here somewhere. I need to time this just right.
Ну да, не то слово, блядь. Хоп-хоп-хоп-хоп. Не смотрим на меня.
I see a staircase straight ahead.
Вали оттуда. Встал, блядь. Смерть! Чпонька, 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 чпонька.
A ladder. Perhaps they won't be able to find me if I go up there.
Че, мне все-таки придется с ними драться? Не хочу. Да ёб твою, куда ты падаешь? А, вон. Сюда нужно. Я думал, по коробкам. Нет?
This is my chance. I'm coming, Neve. Too many. I must cross this road as fast as I can.
Мне он по той дорожке, да? Оп, 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 не поворачиваемся. Ничего не видишь.
That's where I need to go, but I need to.
Здравствуйте, есть компания Эван. Ну-ка, поверни свою черепушку в другую сторону, пожалуйста. Молодец. Так, и ты тоже последуй его примеру. Боля. Чпок, чпок, чпок. Опять смерть. Вот ищешь.
I need to turn back. There's no getting past them that way.
Спасибо.
That doorway looks like the only safe way
Что это у нас? Кабина туда. Будем драться, да? Что, блять, как я должен мимо них пройти?
Now's my chance.
Я уже понял. Ты бы еще побыстрее топал. Было бы вообще шикарно. Чпоньк. Поньк. Мой дощоль. Вперед. Хватай, блядь, мантию-невидимку.
I think I'm invisible.
Ну, блять, это бессмысленно, типа. У тебя есть заклинание невидимости. Зачем тебе мантия-невидимка? Так, как, куда? Откуда вы и где? Да? Не? Куда? А, открылись ворота. Я ж подходил к ним, почему они были закрыты?
They can't see me at all.
Ой.
I can get closer to them.
Твою мать. Они меня не видят? Это типа, блядь, не искажающее заклинание, а тупо мантия-невидимка. Так, а здесь что у нас? Это был выход. Я думал, там будет бузинная палочка. И камень.
Keep searching, but this time you will be unable to hide. Wield the wand you see before you. Do not squander its extraordinary power.
На бузинную палочку мне даст? Я? Я? Мы долго будем стоять? А. Мой косяк. Да. Бузинная палочка.
I've never felt such power.
Чё, теперь арена?
Бомбарда.
Мать.
Defender. Bombarda. Depulso. Descendo.
Как обычно. Дают новую пушку, вот тебе враги. Что?
Bombarda. Depulso. Protego. Stupid. Defender. Descendo. Stupid. Descendo. Depulso.
А, пробил.
Defender. Bombarda. Protego. Stupid. Descendo. Defender. Stupid. Bombarda.
Да ёпта, вы что, таки будете бесконечно тут ползти?
Defender. Stupid. Bombarda. Stupid. Depulso. Descendo. Defender. Bombarda. Depulso. Descendo. Protego. Defender.
Чё, блядь? Использовать депульса нужно было, когда собака на меня поплыла. По воздуху. Рывком. Ну, ялки-палки, опять арена. О, мало. Поглядите на него. Какой большой. Пом-пом-пом-пом-пом. Ух ты ж. Ау.
Defender. Depulso. Bombarda. Defender.
Больно? Надо будет от этих сначала избавиться.
Bombarda. Defender. Bombarda. Descendo. Defender. Bombarda. Descendo.
Так, вроде всех перебил.
Defender. Stupid. Bombarda. Descendo.
А, еще один.
Defender. Bombarda. Descendo. Bombarda. Descendo. Potato. Stupid. Stupid. Defender. Bombarda. Stupid.
Какой-то жирный.
Defender. Bombarda. Defender. Bombarda.
Давай, давай. Тащи сюда свою костлявую задницу. Ты серьезно?
Bombarda. Descendo. Potato. Stupid. Bombarda. Defender. Descendo. Stupid. Bombarda. Defender. Bombarda. Defender. Depulso. Potato. Stupid. Defender. Defender. Bombarda.
И вы, блять, я не знаю, это прям... Они так и будут бесконечно ползти сюда.
Bombarda. Descendo. Defender.
Ау, 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 ау.
Defender. Bombarda. Potato. Stupid. Defender. Stupid. Bombarda. Defender. Descendo.
Ну что ты? Слабак. Бежал, поджав хвост. Что теперь? Камушек? Возьми этот камень. Храни его возле сердца. Пусть он заряжается.
Stone. This must be for me.
Что значит просто камень? Ты же знаешь, что это не просто камень.
You are far from finished. Pass through the mourners ahead. Nothing is what it seems.
I can't believe she's dead.
Так, что, мне кого-то воскресить надо?
Like
Let us always honor.
May her memory be a treasure to us forever.
Давай, иди отсюда. Ишь ты, блядь.
You found me, but you cannot undo what has been done. The magic of the stone can only conjure a shadow of my former self.
Ну так и валим. Лишь мою тень призвать способен
But there is
камень.
no light without shadow, as there is no shadow without light. Simply because you can eliminate darkness does not always mean that you should.
Да.
Remember that as you witness my memory.
Хочешь сказать, одной слезы достаточно, чтобы наполнить этот сосуд? Этот резервуар? Кто там?
Isadora, what you did for your father was remarkable, wasn't it? And Percival needn't worry about the strands of emotion or the traces that this magic leaves. I found a way to contain all of it.
You haven't stopped.
Goblin silver.
You spoke to a goblin about this.
Don't worry, he has no idea what we're containing.
We don't know what effect any of this may have. The emotions, the dark traits.
You sound like Percival. And as it happens, I do know. It is a source of strength, of focus. Somehow it enhances my ability to wield magic.
I don't follow, Isadora.
I think we can harness it.
Power like this is not to be toyed with. In the wrong
You
hands,
saw what I did for my father. Oh, Neve, imagine the good we could do. Everyone is in some kind of pain.
What are you doing?
Breathe it in. Can you feel it?
Oh, Isadora. This must stop. All of it.
You've kept this power to yourselves for so long because you fear it. I choose to embrace it.
Ну, я способна принять эту силу. Потом будет. Люк, переходи на темную сторону силы. Всегда так. Благими намерениями.
Is it true? Has someone completed the first 3 trials?
It is, and I have.
But you are so...
Young? I know. You must be Professor Bakar.
I am.
Pleased to meet you. The pensive memory I just witnessed, was Isadora inhaling painful emotions?
She was.
I found it disturbing. But how did she gain power from it? How did she harness it?
It was disturbing. Although I wonder that you are asking about her power. I hesitate to reveal the location of my pensive to someone who, perhaps, has yet to understand the responsibility of power.
I can assure you, Professor, I do. In fact, what you don't yet know is that a dangerous goblin called Ranrock has accessed the repository at Rookwood Castle. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power. He plans to use that power against wizardkind. We have no time to waste.
I see. Nonetheless, the knowledge you shall gain after you witness my memories is too valuable to share without further consideration. I shall require time to confer with the other keepers.
Что, блядь, тут обсуждать? Другие хранители уже поделились своими, блядь, памятью. Ты чем лучше? Так и будешь тупить, тормозить, пока всех волшебников к хуям не перебьют.
Monstrous. What's more, she said that she found a way to store the traces of magic she extracted in goblin silver.
The repositories?
Possibly. There's something I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier. Ranrock has been digging at locations tied to the 5 names he found in the journals of a goblin metalworker named Bragball.
5 names? The Keepers, and who else? Isadora Morganac?
Precisely. That's how he's been one step ahead of us. Gringotts, the Tower, Rookwood Castle.
If the Keepers won't tell you where the next trial is yet, I say we at least maintain a watch on Ranrock. Perhaps he'll lead us to more information.
Perhaps. I hope to hear from Lodgok soon. I haven't heard anything since I learned of the drills. Oh, and as you've probably guessed by now, your Polyjuice plan worked like a charm.
I knew it would. I may have done too good a job distracting Black. I had no idea he can't hold his fire whiskey.
Одаренный герой. Что ж, на этом мы закончим наше похождение на сегодня. Мне нужно будет отлучиться, а завтра, скорее всего, стрим будет по... Как он называется? Про гномов. Галактикс. Галактис. В общем, внизу под видео будет ссылка на группу. Там все и будет публиковаться. Увидимся завтра. Дипрок Галактик, вспомнил. Ах уж эта старость. В общем, завтра будет по нему стрим. Оповещение будет в группе ВКонтакте. Ссылки внизу. На Твиче тоже есть ссылка. В общем, до завтра.